Will Smith was on the Breakfast Club this week.
Yeah, you gotta wipe that smile off your face.
I can't fucking smile, honey.
No.
Nigga, I'm a smile. I smile, bro. So Will Smith was on the Breakfast Club this week.
What's up, man?
No, tell him
He was on the Breakfast Club this week, and he.
Yo.
I'm ready.
Like, if the camera dies, it's over, bro. Like, we wasted like half an hour already.
15 minutes.
You
Exaggerated a little bit.
All right, guys, you cannot whisper in the back, like, at all. Increasing the sound.
Sign language only, please.
And this is only gonna be half an hour. It's only gonna be half an hour.
American Sign Language.
Yo, like the next episode is gonna be way less people sitting here and sitting there.
We're making cuts.
All right.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, ready. Go.
Yo, Mike, you on that shit, bro. Oh, God.
Yo, you guys don't miss, yo.
My cup empty. What you want me not to drink?
Let me know y'all ready.
Man of Mimosas.
This week, we saw a whole conversation between Will Smith, Charlamagne the God, about killing the character that you've created, right? And as a man, I think we create a lot of characters to make sure people don't doubt our strength, don't doubt our ability to handle situations, don't doubt our ability to be support, right? When in all reality, when we're not presenting that character, we literally are trying to figure out who we actually are. And so the topic today is we trying to figure that out. So Mike, are you courageous enough to kill the character that you created?
Yeah, I feel like I'm courageous enough to kill the character. I remember growing up, I used to feel as though you had to live up to a certain standard to where you can't show emotion, right. You can't show weakness, especially like show that you're a bitch.
Facts.
As a man growing up in our community, we always show like if you show any signs of weakness that you're soft ass, you know what I mean, wet behind the ears, you're just this little person, but used to get made fun of. But one thing I always used to learn from like my brother and his friends is though, you know, everybody goes through something, you know what I mean? And you can always be around like a group of friends that can come together and you can express that type of struggle. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I came with y'all. We all come from something that, you know what I mean? Everybody has their own different story, but we all come together. You know what I mean? And he always taught me something as though like everybody's always going through something you might not ever know, but at the same time, it can bring everybody together just on one story, one word of, you know what I mean, of one thing. So I always thought about it like that. So when it comes to like letting things go, I used to hold up a lot against my father from like the last episode. And one thing I learned is to let go, and it affects like other relationships and certain things I didn't know that I still held, you know what I mean? So one thing about that, it was like I was holding stuff because he wasn't there, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that would affect me with commitment, me doing relationships with females and stuff like that. So that affected it. But one thing I had to learn is though I had to let go because he didn't know. And at the end of the day, like, you know, it helped me move forward. You know what I mean? So going to
I think that, are we going in order?
No,
I feel like that brings up a good point, like influence, right? So you're talking about your dad, and I didn't really have a close relationship with my parents growing up. So like a lot of what I learned and how I dealt with certain situations was like what I experienced with my friends or through my friends at the same time. So it got to a point where like, you know, by the time I got to college and like stuff like that, like, you know, my dad was calling me an asshole because he was like, all right, like, this is how you treat women, like, this what you do, like, this how you move. And I'm like, I didn't learn this from you, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I picked up on my own, you know what I'm saying?
You pick up a lot outside the house.
You pick up a lot. And like, but that is what built my character, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to bow to the conversation early because I'm still like, going to contribute, but at the end of the day, like, I felt like I came to terms of who I was as a person very early in life. And that helped me kind of like maneuver the way I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know me as an individual. Like, I don't really care what anybody else thinks about me. Like, I'm still in the mood the same way at the end of the day. I'm comfortable with that.
Do you feel like you are able to show your authentic self around the people you decided to surround yourself with? So, for example, like you talked about the things you've been through and all that, right? And like how you got to where you are, but you built up a character, you know what I'm saying, Isaac, whoever, right? Do you feel like you're able to show people who you actually are?
I mean, I would ask y'all that question, honestly, for real, because I feel like I portray that as an individual. But like, I would ask y'all, like, if you seem like I come across as genuine or not.
No, I think
you do.
Yeah,
I think it's real. It's love. 24/7. I think it is.
First day.
I feel like you can read when people are fake at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You can feel like when they're putting on a certain persona, or they're trying to act a certain way to fit in, or whoop. And I feel like we all kind of mesh because we all like are ourselves at the end of the day, and we accept each other for that.
So you don't think there's like a part of you that you hide that we don't see, that we don't get to see?
Thank you.
So me, like, I'm a very open person. I'm a very open book, and I feel like that's why a lot of people are attracted to me as a person, because I'm very, like, even when I first meet you, I have no problem telling you like what I'm going through. Even we were at brunch earlier, and like, I was telling this girl I just met, like, how I was bipolar and like deal with depression and like anxiety. And she was just like, that's crazy that you would like open up to me like that. And I was just like, yeah, like, I have nothing to hide. Like, whatever I've dealt with can hopefully help and benefit somebody else. So that's kind of how I maneuver through life.
Yeah. But is it fair to think that, you know, if you take the concept of like being an open book, right? What if some of those pages is just they're stuck together and they don't open, right? It's like you there's always a piece of you that you don't want to show. Like not you specifically, right? But
I understand.
For me myself, right? It's like a lot of times I'm the fun guy, right? And so I have to always be the fun guy.
Right.
I can't be around my friends without being the fun guy. I can't be the non-fun guy. I can't be anything but that. And so
We call that the happy-go-lucky.
what?
The happy-go-lucky. You're always the fun guy.
Oh man.
Never heard of that term? Nobody ever heard
Yeah, I
of
heard of happy-go-lucky, but not in that context, my guy.
Happy-go-lucky.
You're on nut shit, bro. But my whole thing is like I think like even in the same way you can
was a
even
little
admit
intense
that
in
you're,
here.
that you're like, nah, like you can say that you're bipolar, you can say that like these are things you struggle with, but then who is the you that you decide to show to people? You know what I'm saying? I think that's where it really. So like so for me, right? When I heard him talk about the killing the character thing, I realized that like I don't even know what makes me happy outside of making everyone else happy. Like I've literally created this whole persona to literally be fun. Tell people to take shots. I mean, let's chug these drinks. Let's drink. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. Let's do that. But like I go home sometimes. I'm like, I sit by myself and I'm just like, who am I without influencing people?
Practice mindfulness. Meditate. And
Can you
really
not be
find
alone?
yourself.
Can you be alone?
It's hard to be alone. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same way.
It's hard being alone.
Yeah.
It's hard being
I mean, I can be alone. I love my time by myself, especially because of like just things that's happened in my life where I wasn't alone, where I had to be in somebody's face 24/7. So when I'm alone, it's like, okay, I get to regroup. Let me regroup and don't get me wrong, I love being around people. Being around people is awesome. Like being around y'all, my guys, like y'all are my guys.
Like, yeah, you already know. Like,
right. So when I'm alone, it's like, it's that reassurance that, okay, I have my sanity, I have my peace, my zen, my tranquility. So being alone isn't a bad thing. You just have to learn how to practice mindfulness and just being in your own space. And that's why I use meditation as a form of healing, as a form of just to regroup my mind and really know what my next steps are in life.
Can you talk more about how you meditate?
Bro, just silence.
Because it's hard.
It's silence. And I mean, I use marijuana to meditate as well, but it's really just silence. Just being in your own head. Just like, okay, I can envision what I'm going to be in the next 5 years. I can envision what's next in life. And that's what silence in that meditation will do for you. And when you're in a whole bunch of clutter, right, y'all remember, when I was moving fast, I was out every day, like, and then a bunch of shit started happening to me. And I sat down and I was like, you know what? let me get back to me. Let me become less accessible to people that are not in my circle and more just in me. Like, let me just be right here in myself. Because when you're accessible to people, you have multiple influences. Yeah. You have, and no matter how strong you are, you're going to be influenced by somebody. Yeah. You're going to be influenced by the people you hang around every day. Like, I'm influenced by you guys. Yeah. I always say Isaac's my fashion inspiration. Like, Sam. What me? I don't know. But Sam's literally someone like, who's awesome at production, at what, like all this media, and I that's not me. I have never been good at technical work. My voice of reasoning, like I'm inspired by you guys. You my bro. You just my bro.
And just be my bro.
That's some live shit.
You're my bro. You're literally my bro. Like,
oh God, bro.
You're my bro. Whenever I see you, like
I'm happy, bro.
Yeah, we're good.
Fuck with you, like, heavy, bro.
But everybody here is an inspiration.
Yeah. Let me ask you this though. So, back to the premise. Is there an alter ego that you're hiding away from us, or is there a piece of you, a part of you that you're hiding away from us?
I don't think I don't hide anything away from you guys. What I killed my alter ego once I stopped playing baseball. It was really hard for me to go from a college athlete who is really at the top. Like when you're a college athlete at a big D1 school, I don't want to say invincible, like, but you are
invincible.
You're invincible. Like, you have so much access to anything you ever wanted. Right. And then once, like, I had to deal with people really not saying my name, not tweeting about me, not posting on my Instagram, liking my shit. I had to deal with that because nobody really... baseball will be a sport way after I'm gone. Yeah. Like my coach told me one time, the sport is done with you before you're done with it. Mm-hmm. And that's very true. And that's what I had to learn. I really had to learn how to kill that baseball Brody. And just become, you know what? I'm gonna figure out who I am. I didn't know who I was. I got out of college and was like, bro, what the hell do I do now? What do I do now? So once I really sat down and meditated and really figured out myself, I could honestly I was really engulfed in being happy, being my zen, being tranquil.
Let me ask you a question though, for like, I said, well, like, just like, if you could be very like specific, how do you meditate? Right? Cause like people say meditate and they think like you sit there, legs folded, you know what I'm saying, humming and shit, you know what I'm saying? But like, how do you meditate? Because the reality of meditation is like, there's so many different ways to meditate. Right. How do you meditate?
Well, first off, I wake up at all times of the night. Yeah. Literally. Like, and I'll even text him and be like, yo, what's good? Like, what's up with you? But like, when I don't, I'll just close my eyes, bro, and just engulf in my thoughts. Mm-hmm. And when I wake up, I'm writing imagery down. I'm writing what I saw.
So you write?
Yeah, I'm gonna write exactly what I saw.
You just write?
I just write ideas. I write just what I'm aspiring to be, what drives me every day. Maybe even it's really a lot of things that I can go through of meditation. Mm-hmm. But just to sum things up, I love to just be engulfed in my own.
A form of meditation that like I use without it being, I guess, probably considered meditation is like sensory deprivation therapy, right? So y'all probably seen it. Like you've been you've been to the spot I go to. Probably seen it on my Instagram, like lay in the tank, close the top. It's like a foot of salt water, you just float in there. You know what I'm saying? For like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like really like for the first 20 minutes, probably 10, 20 minutes, like you're in your thoughts, mind racing everything. And I like fall asleep I zone out.
You can't get control of it sometimes.
Right. And I wake up and I'm like,
but you want to know why you can't control what that is? Because when you shut off, when you're asleep and you dream, the frontal lobe of your brain goes to sleep, and the frontal part of your brain is like the point. It's like the reality. Mm-hmm. That it controls your reality. In the back part, like the middle, like the hippocampus, that controls. Like just anything, like actions, broad. It's like what your imagination is, right? It's your imagination. So when you're meditating, a lot of your frontal lobe is shutting down, so you can really imagine your wildest dreams. And then, but when your frontal lobe connects again, that's when you kind of connect reality to what you were dreaming. And that's what I really use to become or envision exactly what I want to be, exactly what I want to do, exactly how I want to make money. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have, bro. Like, it's your own thoughts. And somebody can lead you to the water, but they can't teach you how to drink.
Okay, so speaking about meditation, I want to transition into are there specific things that you guys are trying to kill from your ego, or anything that you guys are working on that has to do with your ego?
Selfishness.
Invincibility.
Invincibility.
Invincibility, bro.
All right, Perp, go ahead.
I feel like that's something that like all of us kind of struggle with a little bit. And like when I like texted y'all about, you know, what personality disorders do y'all think y'all like fall into? I feel like we all kind of fit one niche, and I'm not gonna say what it is on camera, but like I feel like we all think we're invincible, and we kind of move that way, like in life. You know what I'm saying? And it's worked out for us thus far.
Shit,
right.
You.
Not to say
I got a metal plate in my jaw.
Yikes.
I mean, stuff happens, but you still here, right?
I'm
we
here,
still having
I'm
this
definitely
podcast. Like I've had a lot happen to me, bro. I'm on fire, bro.
you're an idiot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're an idiot.
That was shit.
But it's the same feeling, though. It's the same feeling.
I've been shot at before, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, but yeah, we're still here, and that kind of enhances our invincibility. It's like, we've been through this, and like, I mean, we're still here for a reason, right? At the end of the day, so
I hit that.
you know that's something you have to internally struggle with, because we're the only people that have control over that situation.
Yeah,
you know
but
So for me personally, there's a part of my ego that I'm trying to kill. It's very difficult, but getting pussy validates like who I am as a man. So
no, bro.
But some people actually think like that, though. I just didn't think you was about to say that. I didn't think it was you, but I know niggas that be like that.
It's a weird, real thing, bro.
So it's almost like there was one time where I was with a shorty for like 2 months, right, and everything was good. But whenever I would go out, just because I wasn't trying to like go behind her back, I just kept thinking like, yo, I lost my game. Like, yo, I don't have it no more. Like, I can't talk to her because I was just with one girl, and it just affected kind of like my masculinity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I could already see why some niggas cheat. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm working on with my ego is to be able to just like, yo, just focus on my work, on my company, and not think that not fucking has to do with me, validates me in any way, you know what I'm saying? So that's a part of my ego that I'm trying to kill, and that's hard as fuck. Cause when you think about it, man, all the energy that we dedicate to women, we can dedicate it to ourselves and our creativity and what we trying to accomplish in terms of our career, you know what I'm saying? But
can I ask you a question? You know, like, when did you start? It's a personal question, so you don't have to answer it. But like, when did you start like really like having sex with like a lot of women?
That's actually that's a really good question.
That was like 20.
When did the flow come in? When did you start catching bodies?
Gotcha. Okay.
You said 20?
You know,
you wasn't catching bodies at 20, nigga. You got a couple here and there. You wasn't catching bodies.
And at Hamhurst.
Because when you say flow, what we talking about? 500? We talking about 100? We talking about 10?
You just like you catch you slaying multiple a week,
like months. You going
every weekend? You
but I'm bringing it to a point.
New shorty. Oh, cool, boom, boom, slay.
Okay,
like
so I would say when I was in Brazil,
yes,
which is like 24.
Thank you.
Like so 24ish.
Thank you.
Okay.
Like when you talk about slaying. That's when
the thing. That's when it starts.
I plead the fifth.
That's when it starts to hit.
No, I was just asking Sam
because you asked the question, so like
right. So I just brought that up for the point. Like I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like who I catch is who I catch. Who I don't catch is who I don't catch. I don't really care at the end of the day. You feel me? Like
you good anyway. You're not chasing
anyway.
Pussy.
Like I've been there, done that.
But
I've done everything you could think of.
What's a part of like yourself that you had to kill, like of your ego?
Right.
That's what
invincibility.
Invincibility.
But like, yeah, women will never come into like
Was women
anything
ever like
in my ego at all. I don't think they've ever really been a
Do
big
women
part.
affect any of you
I've
guys'
always-
ego any type of way, shape,
Not
or form?
anymore.
No.
Not after the
But there was
last
a point, like, you know, when we were like
You gonna let
younger,
somebody else
yeah.
control you?
Yeah,
Like
for
that's
sure.
crazy.
I've
you know what I'm
been
saying? Like,
controlled. I've had my nose open,
I know you.
wide
'Cause
open.
One thing I know, Brody's been married.
Right.
In this discussion.
Yikes.
We haven't been really ever close to that, but you know what I mean. He crossed the broom.
Wow, yeah.
Jump the broom.
Jump the
the broom.
motherfucker. I jumped right back. right back off the motherfucker.
You skip back.
I did dived back to save my damn life.
I think, but bring it back to the topic. One thing about me, I have to say, I had to kill was patience.
Okay.
I think one thing about me growing
Kill
up.
patience?
Yeah,
I understand what he's saying.
One thing about me, bro, I've always like, I never had anything growing up. So when growing up, I was
had your
always
family,
like
nigga,
wishing
chill out.
and like memorizing a lot of things. And I always wanted certain things that I used to see my friends have, and I can never understood why I never had it. But coming from another country, I always be like, I understand. You know what I mean? Both my parents are focusing on different things that are more important than materialistic things. Like having food, having electricity, having at least a sheet on your bed. You know what I mean?
Education.
So one thing about me when I had lost my mom and I didn't know where I was gonna be living. I lived with my brother. Things used to come at ease. You know what I mean? Things were rolling in. I never understood why things were, but I understood like on the outside looking in, he's doing something that a lot of people don't have the chance of doing. So I will always be like, all right, boom, I'm getting this, bam, 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 bam. And one thing about me when I went to college, that's where the invincibility comes in. Everything ties in. Everything you need 24/7 out the week, you're getting. Food, whatever. I lost a charger. You get a free charger for somebody. A massage. Like
homework.
all types of like different things that
You play sports as well.
Yeah,
just to clarify.
sports. I played at Tennessee with Brody. I played football and ran track there, but yeah, I was
Something like that.
something like that.
So what part of your ego did you have to kill?
I had to always think I can get stuff on demand. I had to have patience. I had to
You're
build
living-
patience.
So you
were
killed
li-
impatience.
Yeah,
He killed the fact. He killed the fact that he lived life off of what should be, instead of what he works for.
For sure.
Because that's I face that problem too.
Yeah,
like
it's transitioning. Transitioning
What
from
should have happened in
athlete
my
to regular
in my
society.
reality, I
Most
should
people
have been
struggle with
drafted.
that.
I should have
Yeah,
been
and most
playing in the
people,
major leagues.
you know what I mean?
But you can't live life off of shoulds because in actuality
hold
it
you
might
back.
not have. Life is a bitch.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Those are the things that's gonna hold you back.
Okay,
woulda.
what's a part of your ego that you are working on, trying to kill or have killed?
So it actually is the invincibility, because cool, boom. Like let's say we're all invincible, right? Nothing can hurt us. Nothing can stop us. There's nothing that happens that makes us not want to keep going, right? Mm-hmm. And the reality about invincibility is the dark side of it. Of how do you manage those things that like didn't work for you?
Yeah.
You because invincibility, you just like you're impervious, so you brush everything off.
Yeah.
Right?
That
So
really
when-
takes time.
So when things happen that hurt, or when things happen that like or that suck, like the things that happen that are awkward or like you don't like it, you are able, when you're invincible, you're able to be like, I'm not thinking about it. But then it's just like afterwards, you start to think like, what did I do? Like what did I neglect? What did I miss? What was I not paying attention to because I'm so invincible? And that's the thing, like nowhere shit, like the Superman shit. That kryptonite?
Yeah.
Kryptonite is actually his insecurities, bro. Superman is literally broken down because he's the strongest, man. He's the strongest, he's the most powerful, right? And, well, not the most powerful, he's the most comic shit. But like, when it comes down to Superman weakness, kryptonite is literally his insecurities.
Yeah.
It's the times he like questions the things he overlooked.
Yeah.
It's like when you're invincible, you love your niggas and you hold your niggas the highest standard, but sometimes your niggas aren't actually there for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes your parents aren't there for you. Sometimes people like aren't there for you. And it's like, how do you start to address the fact that like your invincibility doesn't mean you're perfect. It means that like, there's things in your life that are just like gaps that you've never approached.
I don't think invincibility like relates to perfection at all. Like I would never say that about myself. Mm-hmm. I feel like I grew up, I don't know, I would have like recurrent dreams like as a kid, like from when I was like 8. Yeah. That I was gonna die before I got to 29 or whatever. And that's kind of what built this like sense of like, do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like live your life the way you want to, because like ultimately like everybody's gonna die at the end of the day. But like I was like, I'm gonna live my life how I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So like going through like med school, going through grad school, going through undergrad, like I'm living differently than like the majority of people because I don't really have a future in mind. So it's kind of just like, all right, I can do whatever I want. And at the end of the day, what, you can kill me? I'm already expecting to die at the end of the day. So that's kind of where my invincibility, like, mindset is coming from. You know what I'm saying? And that never alludes to the fact that I'm perfect or anything like that. Like, I've been blessed. Like, I've been, like, you know, I was blessed to be, like, a semi-intellectual, like, semi-intelligent individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me being humble. I'm a smart ass.
He's a dog.
Like, a crazy thing about that, like, bro.
I'm training.
And I'm gonna just be straight up. Bro. Like, I'm be real as fuck. Like, when I was with my ex-girlfriend, whatever you call it, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's amazing, she's dope, whatever. But, like, when we first met, I used to tell her that like I was okay with dying at 50. I used to say that. I used to say that I was okay dying at 50. Right? And it's like, the reason I would say that is because I felt like what I had to contribute to the world was like finite. And it was like not super like long term. It was just like, you can smile, you'll be happy if you know me, you'll be happy if I'm around you. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, if I died at 50, I would still be celebrated. I would still be remembered as being the person that did that.
I gave my contributions.
I did my thing, right? Yeah. And then one thing she helped me like really figure out is that like, and go back to killing the ego, is that like, my ego wanted me to die at 50. Yeah. My lack of understanding how sensitive I am, how, you know what I'm saying, like how much my friends mean to me. Like it was all clouded because of my ego, right? Because like if I could stop right now, right, my niggas will fuck with me. Yo, memorialize me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like I didn't think about me lasting longer for myself and the things that like I really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's a whole thing where it's like your ego will literally get in the way of you trying to put your own like health needs in front of the fact you want to hang out with your friends.
And it'll not to cut you off, but like it'll get in the way of you thinking logically, right? So like, and it's not to, if anyone has anything else to say, chime in by all means. But like,
fuck it,
you know, like, but it's something like I came to terms with it. Like in my mind, like my ego is like everybody fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case at the end of the day. Yeah. And you really have. It took me a while to be able to read out.
That's everybody don't fuck with you.
I know that.
Everybody does fuck with Isaac. That's
to a certain degree.
No. Not a female wise. I'm gonna tell you what wise is either you love Isaac or you hate Isaac.
I tell you, but they male or female, you love Isaac. Or you don't, or you don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get why he's like so available to us.
Right.
You don't get why Isaac is just like around us all the time when like you know he's going through a lot of shit. He doesn't show his shit. Right. Yeah. He literally tucks his shit in and like doesn't talk about it.
Because I feel like I need to be the strong person for like.
I can agree with you on that. One thing growing up when it comes to like transitioning into masculinity, like the topic that we had, my brother taught me something growing up where he used to say, nobody cares what you ever been through. Because at the end of the day,
everybody's been through something.
Everybody's been through something. And at the end of the day, all that matters is, are you going to show up tomorrow and be there? Or are you gonna be there and show results? That's all they give. That's all they don't care if you fucking lost something, lost somebody. Are you gonna be able to produce?
Right.
Are you gonna be able to show? And one thing I always like, damn, when I lost my mom, it was like, I can't do my homework because I'm over here thinking da 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 da. I'm thinking these thoughts or these thoughts or that. He's like, nobody gives a fuck. You have to.
So you lost your mom?
Yeah. You have to. You have to
like,
learn.
Like
you have to learn.
In, like,
you have to learn how to cope
like,
that
hard on him.
and go forward with your life. And one thing I had to learn is just like when you lose somebody that's there with you every day of your upbringing, you have to learn how to cope with just being in society, one, and being in your own skin. And other than that, you have to be able to show something for it. You know what I mean? You can't just be just living just to live. You feel me?
Bro, but honestly, bro, I honestly, like, speaking of that mom shit, like, I actually thought about this shit a couple times. Like, I don't think I actually want to exist if my mom wasn't. It's a weird thing. It's like a very weird thing, but it's like...
No, it's like that, bro.
You're
like,
only child, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely like
But
that.
my thing is, I feel like if that ever happened to you, God forbid, your bodily instincts are gonna be to survive. I know you say that now, but bro, you're gonna live for her.
I mean, this goes back to the thing. It's like, so this goes back to the whole concept of like what. So, like I said, killing your ego, right? Mm-hmm. Like I literally, you guys, you know me, y'all fucking me, right? Boom. Sometimes. There's a side of me. Kill yourself about that. There's a side of me that like.
You gotta stop saying that.
I never thought about killing myself.
I'm not gonna stop saying that. So. But there's a side of me. There's a side of me that doesn't. I don't show anyone. Like I don't show anyone that side because like that side of me is like, it's like super fucking scared. It's like hella scared. It's like I'm afraid of losing things that I think I should have for the rest of my life, and like. When I start thinking about that shit, I have to like bury it. I have to like cloud it with like video games, anime, whatever it is. I have to block it out because like I can't deal with that part of me. That's actually a thing. So like my ego, I killed part of it. But some part of my ego also helps me like just like exist.
I'm gonna ask this question and then one more question and then it's a wrap. Yeah. All right, so we've spoken about the part of the ego that we all working on killing. What is the part of the ego that you guys are willing at any cost to maintain and never compromise?
Mm-hmm. Well, to answer that question, I will forever maintain the ego of I'm him. Yeah. I'm that nigga. Like I will never forever ever compromise that. I'm that nigga. I'm the coldest nigga.
Let's go.
I'm literally everybody's type. Like I got what everybody like. Like I swear to God, like
you really wanted to throw that in?
Yeah, I did.
No, you have to. You have to, bro. That's
like dead ass, bro. Like because I've been on the other side of to where it's like, damn,
you doubt yourself.
Who am I? Like I'm not him no more. I'm not him. Now, like I promise you, whenever you see me, I don't care what mood, what earth, what time, what day, what sun is up, whatever it is, I'm him. Like, I will never compromise that. I'm that nigga.
Not to cut you off, Mike, because I know you got something to say.
I know you have something to say.
Does that not counter the invincibility point that we were countering in the last question?
It's not. I don't feel invincible anymore. Like, I've had situations happen in my life that have known that I can get touched. I promise you. I know I can. Yeah. But at the same time, my confidence, my aura, my vibe, anybody who comes near me will, like, who experience my vibe will know that I believe that me, myself, I'm him.
So when I hear I am him, I'm not religious, but like,
not Yahweh, not Yahweh.
That's how I perceive it. You know what I'm saying?
No, like, I'm just him. Like I'm that nigga. Like I'm cold.
The thing is, I'm the same exact way. I completely understand what you're saying, but like that's what I'm trying to counter is that like.
I don't think I'm invincible.
Because when I say I'm him in my mind, I have access to whatever I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can tell me what to do, what not to do.
No, but that's different.
I move how I feel
That's a difference, though. I don't believe.
But that's me being him.
But yeah, but me.
I can get touched.
Me, yeah.
But like.
Okay, so you
redefining it?
Me, you know
if I'm defining him, I believe it's just like I have the full confidence in my ability. I am confident of who I know who I am. I know my vibe. I know what I'm about in life. I will never stray from that. I'll never stray from what I know what's best. For me, for Brody, for him. I'm him.
Okay.
Well, I'm Mike Will. I'm no better than no man. And
You are though.
I'm not. I would never carry myself as though I'm brown nosing up. Like I'm better than him. I struggle like everybody else
I'm
struggles.
gonna say right now, we elite for being able to talk about what we talking about in public in front of people, bro. So like,
We're
a
elite
lot of
because
people
we
can't do
decided to
that.
be elite.
Yeah.
And like my Uber driver said on the way here, like when I was telling her like where I was going, she was like, a lot of people don't even recognize that they need help. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we're out here talking
Admitting
about
that
like,
is something more
we
vulnerable.
admit that we need help, and we're talking about it together and like coming together as a cohesive.
Yeah.
So the part of my ego that I won't kill,
Yeah.
I refuse to kill,
Cool.
is my confidence
Yeah.
in who I can be, who I am. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can literally, similar to what he's talking about, like
Yeah.
challenges don't upset me. You know what I'm saying? Like things that are difficult don't make me feel like I have to back down. Right? Things that are challenging motivate me. Right?
Yeah.
And it's because of my confidence.
Yeah.
And who I am, who I want to be. Like I'm always looking very forward about.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know the fuck that. Gang shit, I guess. But my whole thing is like, it's like my confidence. I would never kill that.
Yeah. I want us to kind of like, go around and let's just speak about one characteristic of your ego that has brought you the most reward.
And let's keep it short.
Yeah, facts. Let's keep it short. Yeah, we're wrapping up.
Short. You want to start, Mike?
That side.
Nah, I'll pass it. I'll pass it
I'll
to.
start.
All right,
You want to start? Okay.
All right, we going this way.
I can start.
Go ahead.
Yeah, since you remember the question, I don't remember the question.
All right, so the question is what characteristic, you know what I mean?
I'll start.
What characteristic of yourself, your ego, has brought you the most reward? All right, Cam, you want to go?
My confidence.
Okay.
I don't believe that I'm not the greatest nigga in any room. Every time, any room I walk in, whether it be work, my friends, party, whatever, I'm the greatest person there. Every time. And I will never let that go.
And we had a discussion actually like a couple months ago. It was just me and him in the crib. He brought over a bottle of Jack Daniels. We just sitting on the couch just talking like.
Oh.
Yeah.
We go this way though.
Go ahead.
No.
All right.
One thing about one of my characteristics, I can say my resiliency. No matter what resilience.
Drunk, this drunk talking.
We've been drinking. With the mimosas talking, but got all that talking.
This is the math of education.
You want to do the math?
Buck the stacks.
Yo, come on, fellas. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Go
I know
down.
the kicking in.
Resilience. One thing I can say, I've been through a lot of things. Most haven't been through, but I never let it show. I never let it. You know what I mean? Most people wouldn't even can tell, but one thing about it, I never let it change my mood at all. And never let it affect me of how I approach new people or people that I'm around. You never know. And one thing, I'm always gonna be a personal person and just make sure I'm just open and myself. So that's one thing I can say about myself, that you never know.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
So for me, it will be my trust in the fact that I have the ability to make or create every situation to my benefit. You know what I mean? So if I'm gaining any situation, I'm very comfortable because I know I can create that situation to my benefit. You know what I mean? I know I'm always going to gain what I set my mind to gain in every situation. You know what I'm saying? So just trust in myself.
I would say recognition and acknowledgement. And what I mean by that is I've been able to recognize the things that have happened in my life and acknowledge that I can keep going. Sort of like Mike said, resilience. Just being able to recognize those things and being able to discern which ones that can build my character and which ones can take down my character, and just choosing what path I want to go down each time a problem or a hardship comes my way.
Finish
for
us
me, I'm gonna say like my intuition. I appreciate everything y'all said, and I completely agree. But like my intuition for me, because I feel like it's multifaceted. It's like okay, like my creativity. Once I like wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna like write this, I'm gonna paint this, I'm gonna like wear this, whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something like I feel confident in myself in. And I'm like, all right, like, I don't care how crazy I look. Like, I might look like a construction worker. First off, ain't nothing wrong with construction workers. Shout out to y'all. But, you
long
know what I'm
hours.
saying? We out here. ASC,
early
We
mornings.
out here. But, like, at the end of the day, like, I wear what I feel like wearing. And I'm confident in that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about what anyone else has to say.
Yeah.
And that, like, works with my creativity. My intuition works for the people that I'm around and I deal with. Like, I wouldn't be here talking to y'all if like we didn't link on any sort of basis. And like y'all are like newer friends to me at the end of the day, but like I see like y'all are like really genuine people, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise I wouldn't be here having these type of conversations with y'all at the end of the day. So like I said, multifaceted, whether that comes to my education, whatever, like intuition is a part of me and a part of my ego that like I couldn't live without. So,
Word. All right, man. Men and Mimosas, episode 2.
It's our
gang.
Everybody.
Now let's play Big Drip.
You want to suck on a lit dick?
Hey.
Wait, you gotta play it.